Hi there guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Co-op Career Mode. Today we are here for round number 4 at the Canadian Grand Prix, and we have a lot of work to do, as in every single race so far we've failed to score points. However, Tom is still 15 points in front of us due to that podium that he scored in Bahrain. As you can see on the screen in front of you, we have an extremely worn engine at 97%, I believe, so we had to change that engine over for qualifying to a brand new engine. As you can see here, just looking to put some upgrades on the car, as we do in fact put an upgrade on the aero department there to hopefully boost us in that department and bring ourselves closer to Ferrari, as you can see there. And looking at the standings, my teammate Lando Norris currently 6th in the championship. Also 6th is ourselves in the McLaren in the constructors. I am, as you can see there, 15th with 0 points, and Tom is in 8th with 15 points as it currently stands. So let's not waste any time and let's get straight into this qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix. So here we are then, choosing these soft compound tyres for our one-shot qualifying lap. As here we go now, counting down from 5 lights to 1, and here we go across the line to start the lap here, as we get a very good entry into that first corner, out of the second corner here, taking a little bit of a wide line and not getting the best traction as a result, but slinging ourselves through turns 3 and 4 here, looking very good and very hooked up indeed at the start of the lap. I can barely get my words out. Heading through this sequence of corners, getting a good exit to propel us onto this little mini straight here that we have, as the lap so far looks quite tidy, but a few areas I feel like in this lap maybe we haven't pushed the boundaries hard enough, and as a result lost a little bit of time in comparison to our rivals. As you can see, making our way through the hairpin and getting a big kick of oversteer there, leading onto the back straight. We are currently in a good position to hopefully be in a top 6, top 7 starting position here, as we head to the final chicane here. Through the chicane, getting a good exit as we go on to the run up to the line and across the line. Oh wow, so there you go guys, here we are starting P7 for the Canadian Grand Prix. Our teammate Lando Norris starts in front of us. A little bit frustrating that we got out qualified by our teammate there. However, we did beat Charles Leclerc in qualifying, but if you can see that there, Tom had a blistering lap and starts second, 14 thousandths outside Verstappen. What an effort from him there. And Tom is a whopping 4 tenths of a second quicker than what we were in qualifying here. As you can see, comparing the sector times between the pair of us, Tom is quite considerably quicker in the first sector. However, in the second sector we pull the gap back by 2 tenths of a second. However, that is neutralised by the last sector, in which Tom pulls out a further 2 tenths of a second. So all in all, we only really do better than Tom in the middle sector here. Here we are then, on the grid for the Canadian Grand Prix. As you can see, we're opting to start on the soft compound tyres and then go on to the medium tyres later on in the Grand Prix. So here we go, 5 lights everyone, and away we go. You know how it goes, getting a good start off the grid, always using that ERS to help propel us. But Pierre Gasly has shot up the inside of about 4 or 5 cars like he's an absolute torpedo, as he has a little kick of oversteer and actually spins round, slowing us down. And as you can see, going into turn 3, we are into P10 in this Grand Prix. What a shocking start from us, as I believe Tom has already taken the lead of the Grand Prix, past Verstappen, and you can see we're taking no nonsense, trying to get past as many cars as quickly as possible here to try and have the best possible race for ourselves. As we head towards the latter stages of the opening lap here, we are very focused on trying to close down the gap to Leclerc in front of us. However, some of you may have noticed that an alternate strategy has come up on my dashboard here, suggesting that we come in at the end of this lap, and that is because we have sustained some wing damage, but we are looking to continue on as it currently stands, coming towards the end of the first lap. However, into the last chicane here, we actually run wide and clip some more of our front wing off here. So that has completely made up my mind. And as you can see, skipping towards the end of the second lap now, we are actually going to come into the pits here for a very early pit stop to change not only our tyres, but our front wing also, to hopefully try and give us a pace advantage for the foreseeable future in this Grand Prix, to hopefully claw some time and some positions back here.
Release. Look after these tyres.
And as you can see here, as we come out of the pits, we come out just ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who is also on a set of medium tyres. I believe he took damage on that opening lap as well. As we skip to lap 6, we actually have picked up a 3-second time penalty here, but we've spun on the curb. It doesn't matter anyway, because we have spun.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So then, here we go, guys. Looking to turn the car around here and continue with our journey in this Grand Prix. I think it will be very difficult to get any sort of points from today's race. As you can see, our teammate Lando Norris has come into the pit lane. As you can all see on your screens, we will be coming into the pit lane at the end of this lap to strap on another new set of tyres as well as a new front wing, as we've broken our front wing yet again in this race.
Exit now.
And we actually come out of the pit lane a lap down to Tom, as we come out just behind him here. But yeah, this is where I ideally would have loved to have been in the Grand Prix, somewhere around Tom in the race. And it looks like we are now, but a lap down instead. And as you can see, on the fresh tyres, having more pace than Tom, I don't know if I would have had the pace to have stayed with him for the entirety of the Grand Prix if things would have planned out differently in this race. But yeah, showing for now we have some pace. As we skip on to lap number 10, and without any hesitation retiring from the session, as it looks very difficult, if not impossible, to get any points from this race. So we're just saving all of our parts of our car, the engine, and yeah, just retiring from session and moving on to spectator mode here, seeing Tom out in the lead by quite a distance to the Red Bulls behind him. A very good effort, because as we've seen in this series so far, Red Bull have been by far the superior car and lead both championships by quite a distance. So the fact Tom is so far in front shows what kind of weekend he is having here. And it looks like the gap between me and Tom will only increase here, with another 25 points in the championship for him, after a very well earned and well driven Grand Prix so far. as we look at the Red Bulls in second and third, Perez and Verstappen, and we cut to our teammate Lando Norris, who's in an amazing fourth place at the moment, holding off Valtteri Bottas and Charles Leclerc, as we skip on to the last lap, and Valtteri Bottas going around the outside of my teammate and into turn 2 having the inside line. What a battle these two cars have had for the last few laps. As you can see, Charles Leclerc in the background starting to close up here as these two battle. Lando Norris holding on for the moment though, as they head through this section of corners at the end of the first sector here, still side by side as they come on to the first DRS zone, and Bottas is the one who picks up the DRS. And here we go, Valtteri Bottas, can he get up the inside? No, he can't, and Lando Norris holds on and lives for another day in P4 currently. But Valtteri Bottas and now Charles Leclerc both on his tail, heading on to the last sector of the lap here as they go down the back straight. Both Bottas and Leclerc with DRS. Can Lando Norris hold on? We are about to find out here.
Then for another magnificent Canadian Grand Prix, and they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So here you go then guys, the classifications for the Canadian Grand Prix, with Tom in an amazing first place and claiming the first win of the series that either of us have claimed so far. My teammate Lando Norris in 4th, Tom's teammate Charles Leclerc in 6th. As you can see, ourselves at the bottom with another race of bad luck. And yeah, looking at the standings, Lando Norris 7th, we are still down in 15th, and Tom moves up to 5th in the championship, just behind his teammate Charles Leclerc. And yeah, it will be difficult in the constructors, as you can see there, for ourselves in McLaren to catch Ferrari, as they are more consistent and scoring more points.
I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. Who would you say is your biggest rival at the moment? It looks like you've invested heavily in the development of new parts. You lost to your teammate today. Was it just not your day? Do you have any comments about the collisions? Great. Well, that's everything.
So here we are then, back in the hub, looking at some potential upgrades to slap onto our McLaren to hopefully give ourselves a little bit of an advantage to get ourselves back into this championship. As you can see, our history here of our upgrades that we have coming, and you can also see the vehicle performance comparison chart, as we are just below Ferrari at the moment. So we are very close in performance, but as you can see here, we have some big upgrades that could potentially swing it in our direction, with both of our opening upgrades being successful. And as you can see here, this last upgrade also successful, as we are here now at the Austrian Grand Prix. That has taken us through. We still have resource points to spare to spend in the next episode of this career mode, and yeah, hopefully that can be the start of the turnaround and the comeback in this series. Austria, a track that I really like, so hopefully we will be able to get a top 4, top 5 finish to help bring back the points for ourselves and bring back the points for McLaren in the constructors. So guys, if you did enjoy the episode, please make sure to let me know in the comments, and any other content that you would like to see from this channel in the future. As always, I will leave Tom's link to his YouTube channel down below in the description. So if you could all please check him out after this video, I would really appreciate it. But anyway guys, stay safe, take care, see ya.